We're at Geekinomicon. We're talking to some people here. We've got, if you're a geek, you know who they are. I'm a huge fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and getting a part like Glenn Talbot, and obviously you do the voice for Tony Stark.
That's correct.
So are you a comic books fan going into this, or was it something...
Yeah, the guy who runs the TV section of Marvel is a good friend of mine, Jeff Loeb, and he's cartoon comic. You know Jeff.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Jeff. He got me into it during Heroes. He was responsible for a lot of the Hulk and the later issues that came out.
Right.
And when the idea came up for doing a show in the Avengers, he called me up. I was in Ireland, and he said, "You want to do the voice of Tony Stark?" I said, "Absolutely." He brought me in on that. And then he also works with the folks who run Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's an EP on that. So it all came kind of together, and I was with my son at Toys R Us in Times Square when I got the call from Jeff saying, we want you to do the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I said, "Who do you want me to do?" He said, Talbot, General Glenn Talbot. I said, well, and I talked to my son. I said, "Talbot, where's Talbot?" And he goes, "Dad, you know what we got to do?" I said, "What?" He said, "We got to do Midtown Comics right away."
Yes, I've been there.
Yeah. So we wanted that voice there, know me, you know, from various things. And I went in, and I asked the guy. He says, "Yeah, we're going to the vault." Come back. We went into this inner sanctum back there, and they had the vault with like the index of everything that Talbot's ever done, and it was fascinating. I sat there and learned more about that cartoon character than I think anybody else. My son and I both just wrote stuff down, recorded stuff with our phone. And that was a big introduction to comic book lore for me, for Talbot. It all came from Midtown Comics in New York.
I've been there. It's a fantastic store.
Yeah, it's great.
So your son is obviously a fan. How excited is he to have his dad as a big-time Marvel character?
He stays on me about making sure I'm getting it right. He's more of a director than he is a fan. You know, he'll watch it with like a weather eye going, "Oh, you missed that, Dad. He wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have said that." Or, "Good one, Dad. That's true to the comic book." So he watches it and gives me a rundown on my mistakes.
That's good to have someone. Now, does he get a cut of your salary?
Absolutely not.
Greg Grunberg said the same thing about his kids. He's like, no, they're learning the experience. So
I'm letting them live under my roof.
Well, there you go.
How about that? How about that as a cut?
Now, as a leading man, how is he to work with?
I mean, he sees what you get.
Yeah, she has to work with,
gotta work with
this.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know.
It's rough.
It's rough.
Yeah, I understand.
She is the brighter side of the pair that we are in the show. She's the one that's easy to look at. I'm the gruff one. So,
actually, my wife thinks you're rather attractive.
Well,
She's like, "Oh, we're not watching S.H.I.E.L.D. with you anymore." So I have her sit aside. But so, being at an event like this for the two of you and seeing all these fans come up and they love you from this show and that show and this show.
The Mentalist. She was on The Mentalist for 6 years.
Yes.
Well,
You
putting it together?
Yeah, now it's slowly coming together because I'll see people
Friday
and
the
stuff. I'm
13th?
like, I know you. Oh yeah, Friday the 13th. Yes. Yeah, I know. I'll see people and stuff. And it takes me a moment. I didn't see those.
Okay.
But yes, now So is it
Captain America?
Colony now. We're doing
Captain America? Yeah, and Colony.
Captain America.
Yeah, so you're both got the Marvel thing going.
Got the Marvel thing.
She's a Marvel girl.
So are you also a fan of the comic books before you got the part, or was it the same kind of a thing you kind of learned as you went?
Yeah, I learned as I went. Totally learned as I went.
So the Friday the 13th, were you a horror movie fan?
No, but I just do horror movies apparently.
Okay.
Because I'm really good at screaming.
That's not a bad thing to have. Sarah Michelle Gellar said she's got the dead eye dolls.
Right.
That's what got her the part in Buffy.
Yeah,
so,
you know, it's like the creepy clowns. I have those in the house.
You scream really well?
Yeah.
I would ask you to do it, but I think we might frighten some people.
I was gonna say.
And the microphone's very sensitive, so.
I'll have to take it.
Yeah. No, you just watch Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I scream a lot.
Okay.
So you're not a fan of the horror genre. What type of movies? What do you geek out about?
I like thrillers and I like comedies. Yeah, horror is just, I don't know, it's not really my jam.
Okay. See, I'm a horror fan. My wife, again, not a horror fan, but we split our time for that.
Right.
So.
Right.
And are you? What do you geek out about?
Well, I build guitars. That's my thing. I build replicas of Eric Clapton, Keith Richards, Eddie Van Halen just finished one of those, his famous Frankenstrat.
Neat.
Yeah, it took a couple of years, 2 years.
So you must play, obviously, as well.
Yeah. I play. We play in a band together. Amanda plays cello, I play guitar.
So you guys don't sick of each other, I guess. You spend a lot of time together.
Oh no, we're furiously sick of each other most of the time.
Get away from me.
It's like already, like, Jesus Christ. The facade drops is the second the door shuts.
Right, I can imagine. You kept it up well. They put you right next to each other here. So
I know.
that's
It's all
taking
keeping up
everything you can.
appearances.
Right.
Plaster on, smile, and plow through this one more time.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you guys on the big and small screens.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Take care.